everyone. It's Katie and Adam for Stop
Fireside Chat.
Nailed it. We're so glad that you guys are here this evening. Sorry we're a little late. We had a little late pickup for one of our kiddos, but we're here now. This month is February. And we are talking about, by request, what if you find yourself single in February? It could be lots of circumstances. Maybe you recently had a breakup. Maybe you are single and wishing you weren't. Maybe you're single and you're happy about it. Maybe you are divorced. Maybe you are a widow. All of those things and more, you might find yourself single in February. Why February? Well, you know, next week's Valentine's Day, and it can be
a little Debbie Downer.
A little bit of a bummer, or a big bummer, to be single, especially. I think there's certain times of the year.
Did you struggle with that?
Yeah, there were certain times. Valentine's Day was a bummer.
New Year's,
4th of July was a hard one for me.
Christmas was a hard one.
And Christmas, yeah. I would say, do you guys think of any other ones? But those seem like the biggies.
Yeah.
Why was Christmas hard? I mean, I get it, but I'm just curious.
I don't know. Just
someone to snuggle by the fire.
I'd have never done that. I was never confident enough to do that. But
what, like, because your parents were there?
Yeah, parents are there, and just wasn't confident in my game.
Really?
Oh.
Honey, you had game, though.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Why else, though?
I don't know. It wasn't like looking forward to getting. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Hey, Derek.
It wasn't like, looking forward to getting presents from somebody special or anything like that. It was just, I don't know. I think maybe.
Bated breath.
Because my first girlfriend, I asked her out like underneath the Christmas tree.
Ah, there it is.
And so maybe like I just always associated with like Christmas with being in a relationship. I don't know.
Well, I think that's why mine's 4th of July. I think I got dumped.
Oh.
Not on 4th of July, but I think it happened before 4th of July, and then that was the next holiday.
You were free, but didn't want to be.
Yeah, free. Right. I just forgot. Could you do me a favor?
I can.
Remember that resource I recently purchased? I think it's upstairs.
The one I got in the mail while you were gone?
No.
Oh.
At the store the other day, I got 13 copies.
Oh, yes.
Will you go up in my office and grab them? Because I said we're going to do something with it. I think that's where they are. He'll be back. But anyway, we've talked about this before, but he was running. Name the movie. But we've talked about this before, but more and more people are getting married later, all the things. And so if you find yourself single in February, I want to encourage you that, hang on, sorry, lost train of thought, is that it can be hard, and it's okay if some people don't like Valentine's Day regardless, but it's okay to feel sad about that, but also I would encourage you to make some fun plans, it's just like if there's times where I'm feeling lonely, just like with my work friendships, where I really wish someone would check on me, I can sit here, and be frustrated about it, or I can reach out to someone else. And I was just reading something the other day, and someone was telling me the same thing, is sometimes the best way to get out of a funk is to reach out and encourage somebody else. Actually, I've heard that 3 times in the last week of, again, I get it. Like, I was single for a while, and it was a bummer on some of those, like, triggery times of the year. But, plan a fun, go out to the movie with a bunch of friends. The most fun I have had going to movies have been when some of my girlfriends, we've gone and seen something just silly. I think one time we saw Mamma Mia. Another time we saw, I think it's called Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah. Is that right? Do you find it, hun? Set him on a rabbit hunt. Yes, you found it. Great. But that's just one tip of, like, make your own fun. One time, I don't know if you guys remember, when I was in college and I was single, had a bunch of single friends, I borrowed a pink gorilla suit. And I
don't remember that.
Well, you weren't
In the picture at the time?
Right. And so I drove around in my Dodge Omni with actually the feet of the gorilla on. It was kind of hard to drive a stick shift. But I went and took some donuts to friends, and it was a great memory. I try to like text or private message some of my friends I know are single, not to be like, hey, you're single, it might be hard on Valentine's Day, but just to tell them something like, hey, I appreciate you, or send a note, or just, you don't have to make it weird about it being Valentine's Day, but just, I appreciate you, I'm thinking about you, I'm glad you're in my life,
Because they might be having a hard day.
They might be, or they might not.
They might not, but
people like to know they're thought of, they're encouraged. Maybe be mindful that they might not want to babysit your kids on Valentine's Day while you go out on a hot date with your spouse. Maybe they do.
We always, I don't know, not always, but it can be easy to assume that the single person isn't going to be doing anything or doesn't have anything going on because they're single, and so, hey, watch my kids while I go celebrate this happy love day.
Right. And in fact,
because you don't have love.
Right. It just being mindful.
Thoughtful.
Being mindful of that. And I was just about kind of creating your own hubbub. Like going out to movie with a bunch of friends or that kind of thing. Any other thoughts?
That's good.
I was also saying, like, it's okay to feel sad. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes the best way to kind of get out of that is to encourage other people.
Yeah. So
my friend Jen Hand, again, if you find yourself single in February, she has a book called Dateless Not Dead. Isn't that good? We're going to link up to it because it just makes me smile. Another book that's really good is Remember God by Annie Downs. Not just if you're single, but if you find yourself in a spot where you may feel forgotten by God in certain areas. It's a great, hey, Eliel, how are you? It's a great resource as well.
I will take your word. I've not read those, so. But they sound good.
Yeah. Anyway, and I think the thing is to realize you're not alone. There are a lot of people in the same boat. Again, whether you're single by choice or not by choice, make it could be a really fun day. It doesn't have to be, oh, I can't participate. I sound bossy. I'm not trying to be bossy. I'm just saying.
I have to skip this day because
it's not for
in a
me.
Relationship, right?
Which is not for you. Are loved. You have value, whether you have someone on your arm or not. It doesn't make you more loved by God or less loved by God.
More loved by the church, less loved by the church.
That's right. Yes. I was going to start going, but I'm just
go.
No, I was just saying the church hasn't done a great job of that. I think a lot of people have been wounded because it's like, oh, you're not complete unless you have someone, or, then sometimes you get married and it's like, when are you going to have kids? Like, there can be a lot of pressure that is a little or a lot much, right? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think when we were growing up, too, like, Christians and just people in general got married a lot younger. Where I think now people are getting married well into their 30s,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's kind of, new territory for people trying to figure it out. Allie said, I have lots of students who get to be my Valentine, and I will take all of them any day. Oh, that's great, And don't you love handmade gifts, homemade gifts from kids, or like the Valentine they pick out for you? Love it. It can be very hilarious. What else? I think just choosing to find, like, looking for God's love. I remember my friend, one time she was walking around campus and she's like, man, I just really wish, I get a bouquet of flowers today. And she was walking around and all of a sudden she saw her favorite tree, a lilac tree. The whole bush was just in bloom. And she felt like God had given her that, and I think sometimes we rush by all the ways God loves us. Whether we're in a relationship or not in a relationship with another person, I think God is constantly showing us how much He loves us. But sometimes we're like, well, I'll only feel loved if I have this. Or I'll only, feel happy if my husband gets me flowers from Aldi instead of flowers from Meyer, because the ones from Aldi are just as beautiful, but they are cheaper. Totally being passive aggressive right now. Right? I've told you that before. Bless his heart. One time he got me, it was $22 bouquet at Meyer, and it was nice. But I said, babe, I would love these even more if they were $5 roses from Aldi. Right? Songs are not dead. Are dying.
Did you talk about if you do have somebody, just being sensitive to those who are single?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. I mean, go ahead. Kind of.
If you have somebody, be sensitive to those.
Well, I think.
Yeah, I think we just, we can get so wrapped up in our.
Literally. Go ahead. Sorry.
In our love of the day, or our plans, or our whatever, and kind of overlook some of those people who are hurting. So, how much of a loving act would it be to maybe give up your Valentine's Day to make somebody who doesn't have a Valentine feel special?
Yeah, or hosting a dinner. You could host a dinner.
Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Heather.
Hey, and not a dual purpose dinner.
Yeah.
Not like we're
not
setting
we're gonna
you
set
up
you
with
up,
our buddy.
Or not a we feel sorry for you, this is a pity party,
Right.
type thing. Just genuinely loving and caring for someone who may not have somebody else.
Right. And I just remember that too. My dad used to get flowers for all of us, or May got flowers for my mom, balloons for us, and it was so nice. He didn't have to get all his kids something too, but it meant a lot. And it was if whether I had a boyfriend or not, I knew I could count on that my dad was going to get us something, and it made me feel loved. So that probably comes into play that I'm a gift person too. But it doesn't take any time. I mean, okay, maybe 3 seconds to send a text to someone, go to Aldi, get several bouquets, and even strangers, the
Walk
cashier.
down the street with their flowers and say, "Excuse me, are you single?" And if they say yes, give them a flower.
Could do that. There could be some weird thing, that would be a little weird.
It's only weird if
New
you
pastor
let
at the church is
only
passing
weird if
out
you let it
flowers to
single ladies.
girls on the college campus. Anyway, you get my point. Okay, so whether you find yourself married or single this coming Valentine's Day, know that you are loved regardless. And a lot of times the day is what you make it, or the season is what you make it. And there are hard things about being married. There are hard things about being single. There are great things about being married. There are great things about being single. And so just focusing on the good of whatever
the season God has you in right now.
Right.
I thought you were going to say carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Seize the day.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
I was getting all hyped up for that.
Okay. And seize the day. From Newsies. Who loves Newsies?
Certainly not what I was
If
thinking
you
about.
don't have plans for Valentine's Day, rent Newsies. I don't know if it's on Netflix, but the old one. The one with, not Doogie Howser. What was Doogie Howser's sidekick? Spot? What was his name?
No idea.
His buddy. He's in it. Anyway. Newsies. That'd be a good one. Right? Okay. We are transitioning for just a minute. If you are a husband or engaged, or, are you okay? Or,
something bit me.
Or a boyfriend. Any of those categories. Oh, it's Derek's favorite musical. See? Yay! What's his favorite song from it? Okay, so if you fall into one of those categories, a boyfriend, engaged guy, or husband, we have a special deal for you today in light of Valentine's Day. So, do you guys know who Jefferson Bethke is? And Alyssa Bethke? He wrote the book Jesus is Greater Than Religion. I think it's Not What You Think. They have a podcast. They have books for couples. And check out this book. I can't read it backwards, so I'll have to say 31 creative ways to love and encourage her. 1 month to a more life-giving relationship. So guys, this is for you, okay? And we have 5 copies to send. So if you are interested, $10.
Or if you are interested in your man having one of these.
Right, but it's kind of like, it might be a little rude if you're like, hey, I'm buying you this book so you can love me better. Like, a little rude. King of New York is a great one.
Is that not what you did for me?
Oh, I did that for you, but like, we're all right. We're all right with it. Right?
Okay.
They didn't have the woman one. I would have bought the woman one, but they had the men one. So, guys, if you want this book, $10 includes shipping unless you're like in, a different country, and then it would be a little more. Just comment. Let us know. We'll send this out to you. And like, here's an example. I'll give you an example. Day 3, laughter. It's just a quick, guys. You do not have to read like the dictionary here. And it says, be creative. How can you make your woman laugh today? Okay, so do something to make her laugh. And like, it would be...
And then there's some space to...
There's space to journal, but listen, if you are not a journaler, do not
You were
sweat
going to
it.
leave that part out.
Well, I didn't want to freak them out.
Because you didn't think guys are journalers.
Some guys are journalers. My guy is not a big journaler.
I've tried.
Although
I've tried many times.
Yes. But look, if you're not a journaler, there's a couple lines right there. You don't have to keep there's more lines. Okay, but just focus here. Do something to make your woman laugh. It's just really simple things. But I don't know about if you're like me, but I need a plan. And I can take this book and do the same thing. I can think of something to make him laugh. You know what I mean? So you could...
What's one thing you would do to make me laugh?
I don't know on the spot. Johnny on the spot. I'd have to think about it a little bit. But there's other things like stories, like tell each other stories, music, forgiveness, dancing. I mean, just quick little things to help you, creative ways to love and encourage her. So if you're interested in that, just $10, we will send this to you. And I could be wrong, but I think this guy might go through. If some of you are interested, yes? Am I putting you totally on the spot?
Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot. Over in the Hammock Time Hangout Hub. Be sure you're part of that group. It's our Facebook group. And we'll be talking about these things. So, it won't be for the full month of February, but maybe, I'm trying to think, whatever.
Why not?
Well, it's 31 days, and there's not 31 days in February.
There you go.
So maybe it could be for March. We could get it out to you and start. Is there
Start
31 days? Half September, April, June, and right? March 31.
Go one extra day if you needed to.
Okay. So let us know if you're watching live or on the replay. Just comment and say book, something like that, and then we'll get in contact about how to mail this out to you. But I think it would be fun, right? Fun way to grow your marriage. Yes.
Would be.
And if you're single and there's someone you like, maybe you could do this, right? Make them laugh. One of them's like, pray for them. Ask how they could use prayer. Who knows? Someone might, we're not trying to set you up, but if that's a byproduct, I mean, it's all right. We've done that a couple times. A couple times worked out well, a couple times it's not worked out well. That's why we don't take credit.
One way or the other.
That's right. Anything to declare? What is that from?
I don't know, from you.
Some inside joke my sister and I have. I don't know. Like when you travel overseas, they're like, anything to declare? I guess they say it like that. Ooh, it's been a long day.
Yep.
So, we hope that you will have a great Valentine's Day. Next week...
Hope they have a great February.
Yes, a great... Oh, I don't say it right. February is how I say it.
That's Michigan.
But next week, we're going to be talking to the marrieds. We're going to be talking about a book that our friends have coming out called The Naked Marriage. So, there you have it.
Fantastic.
I hope that you will join us for that. This is Katie. That's Adam for Stop.
Fireside Chat.
Fireside. I was going to say Hammock Time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something
No,
wrong.
it came out wrong.
I thought you were going to say, shut the front door.
No, I wasn't going to say a bad word. I was going to say Hammock Time, and then I said Fireside, and it all went badly. All right.
Have a great
Thanks
night.
for joining us. See you later.
Bye.